The last day of Son Goku's training had ended, of which Goku had left the room of time with a totally different appearance, since his hair had completely changed, seeming to have had a transformation, and although his pressure was amazing, at the same time his essence was warm, which had surprised the deities who were in the temple. I'm very grateful that I had been allowed to use the time of room. At this moment, I'll leave for the Kingdom of the All, because Xeno-sama's requested my presence. Goku, with his teleportation, was able to reach the Kingdom of the Whole in a matter of seconds, so he had been greeted by Daishinkan, which his amazement was much greater.
What's happening? I can't believe the power that Son Goku's able to get in a single day, because until yesterday his power was completely different from now.
Hey Daishinkan, just like I said, I'm already here.
Okay, Mr. Goku, please, this way.
Daishinkan along with Goku would arrive to where Xeno-sama was, who at the moment had rushed against him.
I missed you too, little Zen, but what is it that you wanted to talk to me about? I'm really bored. I want to play with you. What do you think?
How about if you watch a battle between the High Priest and Mia? Daishinkan as well as his guardians were very surprised.
Yes, my best friend. Am I guardian fighting? I want to see such a battle.
My lord, a battle of that caliber is not recommended, because the power of that high priest is far superior to the power of his friend. It could even end his life.
Don't worry, little Zen. I'm sure you'll get a big surprise. Trust me.
Mr. Goku, I'm aware that you've been able to get such a great power in this time, but unlike Mia, you have no chance, since I have a greater experience that surpasses you by millions of years.
I also want to measure myself with one of the 5 most powerful warriors of all the 12 universes.
By that confidence you have in yourself, I imagine you must possess an incredible power. So it's okay. I accept your challenge.
And the platform would be created by Daishinkan quickly, at which, at the moment, both opponents would descend towards the platform.
I hope you don't get complacent, Mr. Goku, as my attacks are lethal.
The same I would say, Daishinkan. I hope you don't trust yourself just because you're immortal.
Both instantly released their power, with which, this time, they caused hundreds of catastrophes throughout the 12 universes. Xeno-sama, realizing everything that was happening, would reinforce each of the barriers that had been put on the platform.
This battle looks like it'll be one of the most fun.
At the moment, both warriors began to exchange thousands of blows all over the place. That's right, both seemed to be very evenly matched, because in none of them the advantage could be observed. Daishinkan, being a few centimeters from being able to connect a blow on Goku's face, was like a flash was able to position himself to one side of it. With the double fist, he was able to send him to a different place to the platform, so the battle of both would expand throughout the Kingdom of the Whole. Daishinkan, by impact with the ground, he had created a great devastation all over the place, as the power with which he had been impacted was of another level.
Ugh, that hurt, dang it. Where was he able to get so much power from? But the most amazing thing is how his speed exploded in a few seconds.
Wow, that was amazing. I can't believe the power of my friend Goku possesses.
Has Daishinkan been trusted? I can't believe a mere mortal was able to bestow such a powerful blow.
Daishinkan would immediately release a little more of all his power, so at the moment, a great aura would rise all over the place. As well as a surprising pressure, he'd been able to cause several cuts on Son Goku's body.
Wow, I can tell you have an amazing power. I even think that I'll have to raise my level a little more.
Do you have any more hidden power? I don't know how the hell you've been able to get all that power, but it's a strange thing. Right now, I'll defeat you.
Without Daishinkan being able to release all his power, Daishinkan had connected a powerful blow to him that is almost capable of knocking him out of combat. So he had sent him to part of the Kingdom of the Whole, being dragged due to the power.
I know that you also possess great stamina, so I'm sure you'll be able to withstand this Galactic Atomizer.
It seemed superficially a single attack, however they were really multiple attacks in one, so at the moment that Goku would be hit, hundreds of explosions began to affect him. However, when Daishinkan approached, he was surprised because Goku, instead of becoming unconscious as Daishinkan had planned, it could be observed how his appearance began to change as all his power began to grow in an overwhelming way. That's right, Goku was accessing a state similar to the legendary Ozaru, with which his body was not able to withstand much more energy.
What are you, Son Goku? No being of either divine energy or mortal energy should have such a growth of energy. I can't believe the power that he's releasing. The power of that Saiyan. He really is able to defeat Daishinken.
Goku was able to begin to have an incredible transformation, in which this time his whole body began to look with a big fur. So the imposing attack that Daishinken had thrown at him would be absolutely nothing against the power that Goku was releasing. At the moment of a powerful roar would cause thousands of destruction all around. Even the simple sonic slingshot had sent Daishinken flying hundreds of meters, crashing down to part of their place. Both Guardians used large part of their power to create a barrier and protect the king from the hole. For this part, returning to the battle of the planet of Sabirus, in the Prince of the Saiyans, he had been able to master all his internal energy. So his power had grown in an incredible way. However, he was still not able to access his destructive energy. The power that you've been able to obtain in this time is incredible. It fills me with pride, Mr. Vegeta. But from this moment, the training really begins.
I'm ready for the training you want to grant me, Whis.
We'll start for training about for a month. Your physical abilities so that your body is able to withstand this state beyond a god.
That's what I wanted to hear, Whis. Let's start.
Vegeta would start training with Whis, which every day he tried to hit him. However, it was impossible for the Prince of the Saiyans. Returning to the Kingdom of the Whole, from a small explosion, Goku could be seen with a new imposing appearance all over the place. Well, at the moment, everyone present was surprised of all the power that Goku was able to release.
How was he able to destroy my attack? I would understand if he had dodged it for destroying him with her simple aura. This is a joke.
You made me use a lot more power than I planned to, so Daishinken. I know that you also had a lot more power. Use it all, because I'm sure that in your current state, you won't be able to do anything against me.
Don't underestimate me. With the power I'm using, it's necessary to beat you.
I warned you. I'll grant you a small blow so that you're able to realize the true power that I possess.
Daishinken would be on guard, but despite being prepared to receive Goku's blow, he wasn't able to do anything, since Goku, with a speed that even broke the sound barrier, was able to connect a slight blow in Daishinken's stomach. Although for Goku, it had seemed slight, Daishinken would fall to the ground vomiting large amounts of blood all over the place.
What? How was he able to hit him? I wasn't able to see anything.
My friend's power is really amazing. I think only I'm capable of facing him. Although for that, I will have to access my combat state.
Damn, that hit hurt me too much. How was he able to hit me with such power?
I'd warned you, so you better use all your power right now, or with the next blow, I'll end this battle.
In a very distant place, in the castle of Mesvel, this one with a crystal sphere, he was observing the entire combat.
So that guy has the power of the legendary Sacred Ozaru. He's a mere mortal. This will be much easier than planned. My lord, how are you feeling right now? Is there anything I can help you with? Not Susano, but in the next century I will finally get all the power of the Sacred Ozaru, since its current bearer is a mere mortal. But my lord, with the respect you deserve, if that damn ape chose that mortal as his successor, it must be because his power is of another level. No, Susano, no matter how much talent he has, he is not able to compare with the power of a god, much less with the power of us, who possesses heavenly energy. I understand, my lord, but if it will be better for to investigate the warrior who possesses such power.
Returned to the battlefield, Daishinken would begin to release all his power. That's right, he would not hide any of his power in this battle. Hundreds of rumbles could be perceived through the 12 universes, since being an angelic energy, all his children were able to feel the power that their father was releasing.
What has happened? Oh, why has our father released all this power?
But in the same way, in a very distant part of the whole place, Mikoshin, the mother of Daishinken, when one of the first existences to possess celestial energy, in the same way would realize how her only son had released 100% of all his power.
Wow, so what's going on in the Xeno multiverse? For Daishinken to unleash his full power, the warrior must be facing is terrifying.
Mikoshin, with a great dimensional power, would begin to move between dimensions, until reaching the battlefield, without being perceived by any of the warriors, realizing himself as the king of the whole, just as his guardians were watching the battle.
Wow, apparently it's a friendly battle, but since I'm here, I want to observe the result of this great battle.
Daishinken had finished releasing all his power, So at the moment, he would begin to approach Goku.
You are the first mortal to make me use all my power, so I hope you're prepared.
It'll be an honor for me to measure myself in an even battle with the Great Priest.
Instantly, both, as if were flashes, would begin to cover thousands of blows all over the place. But their blows this time were capable of ending half the universe. Daishoken at the moment was able to grant me a big blow, which had sent Goku flying, but at the moment of falling to the ground would create a big explosion. Rocks, which seemed indestructible, had become simple sand.
That has 100% of all my power. Apparently you haven't been able to assimilate that much power.
But Daishoken, before he was able to do anything, he would fall out of combat because Goku, like a flash, was able to grant him in the same way his last blow. In the stomach, but the power had gained so much that he would knock him out of combat. Although Goku would fall out of combat due to the excessive use of his power.
Wow, I can't believe that inside that mortal, the power of the legendary sacred Ozaru sleeps. So for that reason, he possesses all that power.
The Guardians, being about to fix each of the damage, Mikoshin would appear in the middle of the battlefield, managing to leave everything intact. But Zeno-sama, like the Guardians, were surprised to observe an existence as powerful as Mikoshin was.
But if you are Mikoshin-sama, tell us, what can we do for you?
I was just passing through with the multiverse and wanted to know whose these powers belong to.
Mikoshin, without saying more words, would disappear from the whole place. Meanwhile, in the castle of Mesvel, this warrior would choose to change his body to a much younger one, because the words of his servant had made him reflect.
It'll be better to adapt a much younger body, because in the worst case, that war could be a real headache.
Mesvel would begin to change his body to that of a simple child, although his power had grown in an incredible way by compressing it to a much smaller body. The powerful warrior named Mesvel, choosing to have a much younger body, had decided a body of a warrior, although on this occasion, at the moment, of a large crystal had caused a small explosion in the entire castle there were, so his subject would quickly enter into the bedroom of his lord, noticing a small child.
I don't know who the hell you are, but I will end your life by entering the territory of a being of celestial energy.
Susanoo would wield a great sword, so at the moment with the celestial technique, he was able to make the sword grow hundreds of times. So he was starting to approach towards Mesvel.
Hehe, apparently he has not been able to recognize me, but this is perfect to test my new body and to be able.
Mesvel, who knew that his subject was not weak at all, would concentrate a lot of energy to be able to stop the sword. But to his surprise, he was only able to stop the sword with only 2 fingers, which left both surprised.
What? How is he able to stop my sword with only 2 fingers?
This is amazing. My destructive power surpasses Susanoo by tens of times. But every time I used this technique, I had to use a large part of my power on my whole arm.
Susanoo at the moment had launched himself against Mesvel, beginning to give him a beating. Or that was what could be observed with the naked eye, since all the blows that Mesvel received had absolutely no damage to him. Susanoo instantly would summon a giant of negative energy, with which he would grant him a powerful blow, which had made him fall to the bottom of the planet, creating great chaos all over the place.
I don't know who the fuck you are, but he gets one of my most powerful attacks.
Susanoo would throw a gigantic sphere of energy at Mesvel, who on this occasion would put himself on guard. With a single blow was able to return such an incredible attack.
Hehehe, I love this body, and the only thing his physique is that he's of a simple human, but the condensed power is amazing.
No, damn. The only one who would be able to do something against you would be my king.
Susanoo, I am your king, so don't worry. I took seriously the recommendation you gave me about that Saiyan, so I decided to adopt a much more powerful body.
Wow, but that body, although it looks like that of a simple child, the power he possesses is incredible. He even surpasses his previous body.
I agree with you, but I also know that I can get a lot more potential out of it, and I will keep all the power of the legendary sacred Ozaru.
Returning to the Kingdom of the Hold, Goku and Daishoken had been sent to different rooms so that they're able to fully recover.
The power they both unleashed is amazing, but what amazes me the most is that even the powerful Mikoshi-sama has taken an interest in the battle.
My lord, apparently Mr. Goku is about to wake up.
What a good joke. That's impossible. Since it's only been 45 minutes since they finished their match, he could have recovered in that short period of time.
But at the moment, Zeno-sama was surprised to realize how Goku was standing in his state of perfect Ultra Instinct.
The power of Daishinken's amazing, even for me. Apparently we have been in a draw. Next time I'll be able to beat him completely. Goku, how have you been able to recover in this short period of time? The damage wasn't serious as it seemed, and with the help of you and your guardians, I was able to speed up my recovery. Thank you, little Zen. Goku, keep training, because the next fight you'll have will be against me in my combat state. Wow, I didn't know that you possessed a combat state, but of course, I'll be looking forward to the day that I'll be able to fight with you, little Zen.
Goku would immediately leave again, but this time he would leave for an inhospitable planet of his entire Universe 7, with the intention of controlling his internal energy much more, or rather the power of the legendary sacred Ozaru. A battle that is that difficult was needed to be able to get a little more power, since I have been able to master it to 60% of its full capacity. Meanwhile, returned to the planet of Beerus, the physical training of the Prince of the Saiyans had finally come to an end, in which on this occasion, Beerus would grant him a little of his destructive energy, with which he should be able to master it.
The energy I've granted you is enough for you to master it. When you're able to access the God state of destruction, you must control that power.
Exactly. As Mr. Beerus has said, when you have been able to choose a destructive state, you should meditate again, because the destructive energy can destroy your enemy. But if you do not control it 100%, it can even destroy yourself.
I'm sure that I'm able to master that energy, because for the Prince of the Saiyans, there is no limit.
Beerus would grant the necessary energy to the Prince of the Saiyans. His body as well as his aura had completely changed, because this time all his power was much more destructive like his aura. The Prince of the Saiyans, of a powerful liberation, and all his power, was able to access the state of a god of destruction. But being a Saiyan, I would call that transformation as the state of Ultra Ego. It's amazing how Mr. Vegeta has been able to achieve it in this short period of time. It amazes me.
I agree with you, Whis. I'm sure that the next time in which Goku and Vegeta face each other, Goku won't stand a chance against Vegeta. This power is amazing. I feel like I could defeat any warrior. Don't let yourself be carried away and influenced by power, as you must be able to control it 100%, because the energy drain in such a state's overwhelming.
Mr. Vegeta, at this time we start with the mental and spiritual training again, but this time so that you'll be able to control all that power of the god of state of destruction.
Alright, Whis. Although I already want to start with physical training, I'll try my new powers.
All the take is easy, Mr. Vegeta. All you have to do is have a good foundation in controlling your energy, or irreparable damage may incur in your energy system. Vegeta in his new state would begin to master all his power completely, while being watched by Whis and Beerus.
Hey, Whis, how long do you think it'll take him to master his power 100%?
I have no idea, Mr. Beerus, although, with the pace you are going in the past training, I think it shouldn't take you more than 2 months.
I think it's very little time, since even I take years to be able to enter the Master of the God of Destruction state.
But there is a big difference between you and Mr. Vegeta, because for his part, he wants to become much more powerful, unlike you.
Whis, that's not a joke, only that I've been a prodigy. I don't see the point of training, if even without training I'm the most powerful God of Destruction.
Lord Beerus, do not be confident, because in every universe you will always be able to appear much more powerful than warriors who can overcome your power with incredible ease.
Don't be stupid, Whis. That's impossible. Since the most powerful authority of each universe is its god, it must be the most powerful warrior to be able to put order.
I hope I'm wrong, Mr. Vegeta, but that only time will be able to tell. For his part, on the planet that Goku was on, he was also able to top the mountain in a meditation pose because he wanted to control 100% of all the power of the sacred legendary Ozaru. He had to control his energy flow in the same way at the highest level.
I never thought that meditation would be more difficult than physical training.
I feel like I'm not making the slightest progress.
But Goku, at the moment of releasing his power, or rather, what he had controlled on this occasion, at the moment of releasing it, an incredible Ozaru could be observed through Universe 7. Because its size was colossal, such Ozaru, it could be observed from the planet of Beerus.
What's that? I also feel an incredible pressure. Is that about that beast? Even my body feels an incredible terror.
I don't know, Mr. Beerus, but apparently that's the observation of trainings the Saiyans used to use when observing the full moon. Vegeta, who was also meditating, felt his whole body tremble because of such incredible power on the part of the Ozaru. So the moment Vegeta opened his eyes, he was surprised to observe such an incredible Ozaru.
What is this surprise to be? The size of an Ozaru can't reach such scales. Even if I feel it, it's releasing an amazing pressure.
Vegeta, we don't know if that power is about a new ally or a new enemy, so we ask if you could come with us.
Of course, Whis. I'll go. Because that Ozaru just gives me more to understand something. A Saiyan has so much power to transform to such size.
The three warriors left quickly to where the energy center of that Ozaru was located. For his part, even Goku had been surprised of the incredible power that his own body gave off. So at the moment, in his mind, the sacred Ozaru would communicate with Goku.
That is the representation of my spirit form. So you, being the new sacred Ozaru, can transform like that. As long as you see the largest moon of the 12 universes, also known as the Mega Moon, or invoke my spirit form.
Oh, I understand. I appreciate it very much, and I promise that I'll be the warrior to whom you have many expectations. I'll protect this entire multiverse.
Oh, I know you will. Since your courage is capable of even giving your life to other warriors, with the power you possess now, I know you'll go even further than I once could.
After a few minutes, the deities along with Vegeta had arrived on that planet, in which the Ozaru had already disappeared. But everyone was surprised to find Goku meditating, while his aura remained calm and likewise released a pressure that would intimidate any warrior. Mr. Goku, was the Ozaru that could be seen a few moments ago a part of your power?
So long without seeing them. And you're right, Whis. I don't control my power 100%, so I released a new technique that I've been perfecting.
Don't say stupid things, Insect. You haven't had the divine training. You can't have a power greater than mine.
How about we have a little combat like the old days?
I can't feel Son Goku's power in full, but I'm sure Vegeta can't lose against Son Goku, since Vegeta's under the teachings of an angel. That's been able to master part of his destructive energy.
We can't be so sure of that, since the power of Mr. Goku has left me surprised, because he is even able to make my body shudder. Vegeta would begin to access the Ultra Ego, since his body asked him to release all his power, so even the Prince of the Saiyans would release a power beyond the body his own body supported. However, very close to the warriors, Mesfel would be watching everything that happened, being prepared to attack Goku at the right time.
Wow, Vegeta, I can tell you have an amazing power, but don't be able to do anything against me.
Goku would only remain in the perfect Ultra Instinct, with which, at the moment, both began to exchange thousands of blows. And as surprising as it may seem, Vegeta was not able to connect a single one of his blows, while Goku, on the other hand, had been able to connect sneakily blows on Vegeta's body. But at the moment, Goku, having his senses much more developed, was able to perceive the essence of Mesfel. So Goku, with a powerful blow, had sent Vegeta flying to the side of Beerus and Whis, and at the moment, would create a barrier over the three warriors. What's going on, Mr. Goku? Why haven't you left at the barrier? But Whis was surprised to not be able to see any warrior, only to observe how Goku had been sent to fly thousands of kilometers, causing great disasters all around.
So you were able to notice my presence. That seems amazing to me, but it won't be enough to face me.
However, all the power that Goku had been able to master was beginning to be released, beginning to access that mythical transformation that he had used against Daishinkan. But unlike before, the power he released on this occasion was overwhelming. So much so that the deities were surprised to realize the new transformation of the Saiyan. The incredible power of Goku would be present for each of the 12 universes, even being so much that it had been perceived up to the Kingdom of the Whole, which would even attract the attention of the great figures of that place.
Goku is releasing all that power. How's it possible that someone forces him to use all his power? It's even much bigger than the power I used against Daishinken.
My lord, as far as we've been able to investigate, of warriors also very close to Lord Goku, but we're not able to measure his power.
Xeno-sama, with a great mental ability, was able to move through each of the 12 universes, being able to observe the subject.
And who the hell is that warrior? I've never seen him before, but it leaves me amazed that he's not affected by the incredible pressure that Goku and his entire body releases.
For his part, Goku at the moment had expelled his power to the limit that his body could withstand. So instantly, Goku, as if it were a flash, would grant him a powerful blow, causing a great disaster due to the power. However, Mesvel was able to stop Goku's blow with only one of his hands, which surprised everyone present. Now I understand why Mr. Goku has locked us in a barrier, but I'm not able to understand the power that his enemy possesses. It is a gigantic power.
Hey, Whis, this must be a nightmare. A warrior can't possess such a great power.
I agree with you, Mr. Beerus. I don't know how Mr. Goku's been able to get all of this power in this short period of time, but to the warrior he's facing, even we angels wouldn't be able to do something to him. Again, they observed how Goku had been sent to fly thousands of kilometers all over Universe 7. So at the moment, Mesvel would also move at a flashing speed, which at the moment, he was able to give him a beating. The difference in powers was so much that this time Goku was not even able to defend himself, while Goku received the beating of his life. He would say to himself, "This is the power that I'm able to withstand, but I think I have to push my body to the limit, because otherwise this damn dwarf is going to kill me." Mesvel would instantly hold Goku by one of his legs, starting to whip his body against all the planets that were around him, causing him abysmal damage, because this time his body, as well as his internal system, were being affected in an incomparable way. Even his energy veins seemed like they were going to explode.
Ha ha ha! What happened? I thought the bearer of the legendary sacred Ozaru would be much more powerful, but you're just another piece of trash. You deserve death.
Yeah, that hurt too much, but right now I'll get over all my limits.
Goku would hardly begin to stand up, while his usual internal system would begin to transport even 100 times more energy than usual. Instantly, an incredible roar would be heard by each of the 12 universes, while his body began to wear a plated colored fur, just as his hair changed to the same color. And that was not all, because his power likewise began to increase thousands of times, which, on this occasion, even the King of the Whole felt like pressure was able to end his life. Meanwhile, Mesvel, he wouldn't move any of his fingers.
Don't worry, I want you to release all your power, because no matter what you do, this universe will be your grave, and I will keep all the power of the legendary sacred Ozaru.
Goku would say absolutely nothing. They were just focusing on releasing all his power, and that his body would not explode in the process. But in Goku's mind, he was able to observe the legendary sacred Ozaru while pointing at a large door.
Master, you don't have to worry. I'll be your shield, and I'll not let you die against this curse of Mesvel. If you die in this battle, it'll for me be an honor to fight by your side.
In that case, I won't hold back. I plan to use all the power of the sacred Ozaru. I know that your hard skin will be my shield, since your resistance is much greater than mine.
I'm counting on that, Master. And in case you need more power, you can access this door, because it contains the power of the supermoon of the 12 universes, which will give us a gigantic power for only 12 minutes. But then we have a 90% chance of dying. But it will be an honor if we both go to the other world with Mesvel.
Goku, without fear that his body would explode on this occasion, would begin to release much more power. Even his muscles began to grow exponentially, while each of his energy veins seemed to explode due to the excess power they were transporting. At the moment, a big explosion that was able to be observed from all 12 universes would be present. While Goku's form had changed drastically, at this moment, even his body looked like that of a beast to be a silver.
I'm ready. This is all the power of the legendary sacred Ozaru.
Wow, it seems amazing to me. But you'll need much more than that to be able to cope with me. I'm not any insect that you've defeated before.
Goku would move at a great speed, which Mesvel would not be left behind, both immediately beginning to exchange millions of blows for each of the 12 universes. Even the king at all was not able to do anything, just stay as a spectator, because the level of this battle even exceeded his expectations.
This is amazing! I never thought that Goku's power would go this far. This time he has been able to overcome my combat state. Goku can easily defeat me.
My lord, you, as the king of the all, should protect each of the 12 universes. If necessary, we will join you to access 100% of all your power.
You're right. I, as the king of everything, I have to keep order in this multiverse.
Xeno-sama would begin to access his combat state with the help of the Guardians to be able to release much more power, because hundreds of planets for each of the 12 universes were beginning to be destroyed. And with this, the lives of thousands of inhabitants, Xeno-sama would instantly be able to access his combat state, with which, without wasting time, he would move to the center of the 12 universes, in which he began to channel a large part of all his power, with the intention of placing barriers in each universe and planets. Meanwhile, returned to the Kingdom of the All, Daishinkan finally would have woken up after his great battle against Goku. But he was surprised, being dragged to the ground by a surprising pressure which even did not let him breathe normally.
What the hell's going on? I can't believe all this power is being released in Universe 7. Maybe a new enemy has appeared?
Daishinkan at the moment would also expel a large part of all his power, being able to feel the essence of the powerful Xeno-sama. So at the moment, he would quickly reach the side of his king, being surprised, as the king of all is channeling all his power in order to protect each of the 12 universes.
My lord, an apology. But what is happening? Who are the beings that are causing such devastation in the 12 universes?
Xeno-sama being channeling his power, he could not explain what happened to Daishinkan. So at the moment, he would transmit everything that happened. Thanks to an incredible mental power, Daishinkan was surprised in the same way he would begin to channel his power to protect each of the 12 universes.
My lord, if we do it together, it'll be much easier, and we must trust in Mr. Goku. He will be the savior of this timeline.
Returning to the battlefield, both warriors at this moment seemed very equal, since the blows that both were awarded were very similar, as well as the power. However, Goku's power while the battle was going on would begin to plummet, while Mesvel had only used 66 of all his power. So he was very confident. Instantly, Mesvel would increase his power to 80%, being able to deal with an impressive blow, destroying the planet on which Goku would be thrown.
Ha ha ha! I realize that you possess a great power, but that'll not be enough for you to be able to do something against me. You're still a simple worm.
Goku's body would expel large amounts of blood as he started crawling all over the place, due to his limbs having been completely destroyed.
Damn it. Us being the deities of the universe, we're not able to do anything. This irritates me.
But Mr. Beerus, we are not able to do anything since we don't even possess the necessary power to get out of this barrier.
No, Kakarot still has an ace up his sleeve. I know him. I know he won't give up so easily. We trust you, insect.
Mesvel would immediately begin to approach, while he began to carry a small sphere of energy in the palm of his hand. But to his surprise, Goku's power on this occasion had completely changed, because his fur would disappear while celestial marks began to appear all over his body. Just as all his power created to be felt by the beings of Common Divide energy, that's right, Goku had accessed the door of the 12 Supreme Moons, or likewise known as the 12 Universal Moons, which gave him an unreal power to Sacred Ozaru. Goku, being its carrier, was able to benefit from all that power, which on this occasion would even cause a chill throughout Mesvel's body, because the energy he released was in the same power dimension. He was no longer inferior to Mesvel, which left him surprised.
Damn, I don't know where you're able to get so much power from, but it doesn't matter. Since your body is in pieces, you won't be able to master all that power.
Goku of a small explosion could be observed with a much more intimidating appearance, while his cold gaze watched Mesvel fixedly.
I don't care who the hell you are, nor because you want the power that has been granted to me, but by putting each of the 12 universes at risk, I intend to annihilate you.
Mesvel on this occasion, before being able to say anything, he was thrown towards some rocks with a superhuman power, which would even destroy several of his ribs in the process, which would cause Mesvel to vomit large amounts of blood all over the place.
Ugh. How was he able to hit me with that incredible speed? I was only able to see a flash, but I'm not able to notice when it hit me. I'll have to use 100% of all my power because this battle's taking much longer than planned.
Mesvel would instantly release 100% of all his power, with which he had similarly thrown himself against Goku. At the moment, both began with the final battle of the Divine Kingdom. The blows that both were granted at this moment were blows capable of destroying universes. Goku was immediately receive a powerful blow, being sent flying. But while Goku fell, he was able to summon a part of the body of the sacred Ozaru, which with a powerful roar was able to also send him flying. Both would fall into terrible conditions, even his legs were shaking due to the excess energy.
Damn worm. It's a good choice to have chosen to have a new body. Otherwise I would have died a long time ago. But this body has much more power.
Mesvel at the moment would release much more power than his body was able to withstand. The power, despite being surprising, had subtracted a large part of his speed, which Goku would take advantage of to grant him thousands of blows all over the body, being able to destroy several energy veins. Meanwhile, in the castle of Mesvel, Susanoo, who was watching everything that happened in the same way, had been very surprised.
I can't allow my king to be hurt like this. I have to do something because otherwise my king may lose his life.
This was how Susanoo at a great speed would begin to move throughout the infinite space, while Goku began to destroy every part of his resistance with the intention of causing a big explosion with which he would be able to end Mesvel's life once and for all.
Damn, I only have 2 minutes left of all this power. I have to make it.
Goku even activated his iconic technique, the Kaioken, increased 100 times. His power would explode. However, the time would be shortened to only 1 minute, in which Goku would use his powerful Dragon Punch, destroying almost all his energy veins. But at the moment, Goku at a great speed would move towards Mesvel.
If I die, it'll be an honor to end the life of one of the most powerful warriors I've ever faced, so there's nothing to lose.
Goku at the moment was able to channel all his energy, while in the same way, energy from all the 12 universes gathered in his body. Without warning, a gigantic explosion would begin to pulverize both warriors. On the other hand, the shield of the sacred Ozaru was supporting the explosion, while Mesvel was beginning to perish immediately, but Susanoo would arrive, being able to save his life. Although this in the same way had ended with fatal wounds all over his body, Goku at the moment would fall to a planet, being aided by the divine beings, which after a while, they'd been made a statue in his name. Meanwhile, returned to the realm of the Mesvel, he was at rest for several months, in which he still did not wake up. But if he did, he had a clear goal: to finish with the bearer of the sacred Ozaru completely. Gogeta floated in the sky, surrounded by the imposing energy of his new form. The stars seemed to pale before the intensity of his blue radiance, as Takagami recovered from the initial impact and adopted a defensive posture.
What kind of transformation is this? This is the power of those who fight for something greater than themselves.
With a flash, Gogeta disappeared, appearing in front of Takagami in the blink of an eye. The clash of their fists created shockwaves that shook the battlefield. Gogeta's speed and strength were unmatched, surpassing even Takagami's ability to anticipate his blows. Gogeta and Takagami exchanged blows and energy blasts at breakneck speed. Each impact resounded like cosmic thunder, creating an epic symphony on planet Earth.
Your attempt to revive your so-called gods ends here, Takagami.
But you're a bug in the face of the greatness of my power.
In an instant, Gogeta unleashed a burst of concentrated energy, enveloping Takagami in a whirlwind of light and force. When the light dissipated, Takagami emerged unharmed, but with a more serious expression.
Interesting, but not enough.
The battle was reaching cosmic levels, with ripples of energy spreading across the far reaches of the universe. Meanwhile, the other Z warriors watched the sky, appreciating Gogeta's great power of display and Takagami's resilience and viciousness. The roar of battle echoed in every corner of the universe. Gogeta and Takagami, wrapped in an endless dance of energy, continued their titanic confrontation. Space twisted and trembled under the influence of their powers, creating distortions itself. Bursts of energy expanded like lightning, illuminating the darkness of the night sky with dazzling flashes. Each blow between the two contenders seemed to release an explosion of energy that spread in concentric waves, setting the frantic pace of the cosmic battle. Away from the battlefield, the others watched in anguish and admiration. Bulma, with a mixture of fear and hope in her eyes, clung to the hope that Gogeta would prevail.
Come on, Gogeta, you must win! For all of us!
Meanwhile, on the battlefield, Gogeta and Takagami continued their fierce exchange. Determination burned in Gogeta's eyes, while Takagami maintained a defiant smile, though his expression hid a growing unease.
This is for the price you pay for defying the peace of the universe.
With a swift movement, Gogeta vanished and reappeared behind Takagami, launching an energy-charged punch straight at his back. But Takagami, anticipating, quickly spun around and blocked the attack with the dark energy shield.
Haha, is that all you got?
In response, Gogeta intensified his assault, unleashing a continuous flurry of punches and kicks. Each impact resounded like thunder. But Takagami, though outmatched in speed, resisted with his dark power, countering the attacks with deft movements. During the scuttle, Takagami took advantage of the prevalent moment of openness and opened up a launched energy bolt straight for Gogeta's chest. The resulting explosion shook the universe and Gogeta was thrown backwards, leaving a trail of blue energy.
Is that all hope can do?
Gogeta recovered quickly, stood up with determination. The glow of his transformation increased even more.
This is far from over.
The battle continued, leading them again to display an ever-increasing amount of power. In this fury, Gogeta unleashed power that defied the laws of the universe, and Takagami, despite his arrogance, began to show signs of concern. The tension was palpable. The Z Warriors felt the intensity of the confrontation, even when they were a long distance away from where the battle for the future of the planet was taking place. Piccolo was seriously watching, calculating every move and thinking if at some point this battle, which was far from over, would be a favorable outcome. Piccolo, in his thoughts,
Goku, Vegeta, we trust you. You must win this battle.
The battle reached a new climax when Gogeta and Takagami met at an eminent point in the battle. The energy emanated from them, illuminating the vastness of the dark sky, creating a dazzling spectacle of colors and flashes.
You cannot escape darkness. Darkness will never prevail over light.
You're a fool if you think your light can eclipse my power.
Suddenly, a voice echoed in Gogeta's mind, a familiar but distant voice.
Gogeta, do not underestimate your enemy. Truth lies within strength.
The transmission abruptly cut off, leaving Gogeta bewildered. Before he could reflect on it, however, Takagami lunged towards him with surprising speed, unleashing a series of punches and kicks that left Gogeta struggling to keep up. At that moment, a fleeting image flashed through Gogeta's mind, a vision of his loved ones, of his purpose, and the responsibility he carried on his shoulders. The energy of the transformation fanned, and Gogeta, with newfound determination, struck back with renewed ferocity.
This is the limit of your tyranny, Takagami.
The limit's up to you, Gogeta, and your limit is my power.
Suddenly, the sky around him fragmented, and multiple distorted versions of Takagami emerged from the dimensional rifts, each with a malevolent grin.
You cannot defeat me, Gogeta. I am eternal. I'm a god.
You may be powerful, but I'm not alone in this.
The battle reached a new intensity as multiple distorted incarnations of Takagami surrounded Gogeta. Each emanated a dark energy that defied the laws of the universe. The air itself seemed to vibrate with the pressure of their combined presences. At that precise moment, Goku and Vegeta's fusion had come to an end due to the amount of power they had used in order to stand up to Takagami. Goku and Vegeta, although they had returned to their individual forms after the fusion, knew that the key by defeating Takagami lay in perfect unity and coordination.
Vegeta, we're in this together. Let's give all our power to be able to confront him so we can free Yamcha from this so-called god.
Yes, Kakarot, this insect will not defeat us.
The Z Warriors watched in amazement, aware that the fate of the universe hung in the balance. Piccolo analyzed the situation, looking for any weaknesses that could be exploited. The others prepared to act if the opportunity presented itself. Goku and Vegeta, now separated, their fusion as Gogeta, faced Takagami with determination in their eyes. The dark presence of the supposed god loomed over them, but the Saiyans were determined to free Yamcha and put an end to the threat he posed.
Vegeta, we need to coordinate our attacks. We've always been stronger when we fight together.
For once, I agree with you, Kakarot. This insect will pay for what he did.
The two Saiyans lunged towards Takagami, attacking with a combination of punches and ki blasts. Takagami, though powerful, was momentarily overwhelmed by the timing of the two warriors. However, his sinister laugh echoed across the battlefield.
Your union will change nothing. My power is unlimited.
Goku and Vegeta exchanged glances, realizing that the situation was more serious than they had imagined. Takagami unleashed a wave of dark energy that sent them flying, but they quickly recovered, ready to continue the fight. The Z Warriors watched with concern. Gohan, though a bit intimidated by Takagami's power, maintained his unwavering determination. Piccolo, with his keen intelligence, pointed out a possible weakness.
It seems his power is linked to some source. We must find a way to break that connection.
Goten and Trunks, who had arrived along with Gohan, eager to join the battle, looked at their parents with concern. However, Piccolo stopped them.
Guys, we need a plan before we launch into battle. Your strength will be crucial at the right time.
While the Z Warriors thought of a plan, Goku and Vegeta continued their fierce assault against Takagami. Every time it seemed they were about to defeat him, his power increased and the evil emanating from him intensified.
Ha 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 ha! Your resistance is useless. My power thrives on despair and suffering.
Then we must find a way to change that. Vegeta, we need to attack together, but with a strategy.
You're finally thinking clearly, Kakarot. Let's do it!
The two Saiyans, coordinating their movements, executed a series of synchronized attacks. Although Takagami was defending himself skillfully, he began to show signs of discomfort. The connection between his power and the external source seemed to be faltering. At that instant, Piccolo noticed the opportunity.
Now is the time. Gohan, wait for the opening we'll give you so you can attack. Goten, Trunks, follow me on my signal.
Gohan nodded, conveying a look of confidence to his friends. Goten and Trunks prepared to act on Piccolo's directions.
Everyone, let's send our energies to Goku and Vegeta. We must strengthen their connection and weaken Takagami's source of power.
The Z Warriors gathered their energies and, with a coordinated effort, sent a stream of ki skyward. Goku and Vegeta, sensing the surge of power, seized the opportunity.
They're doing it! Come on, Vegeta!
The connection between Goku, Vegeta, and the Z Warriors created a unique synergy. Energy flowed through them, strengthening their resolve and weakening Takagami's external source of power.
This can't be happening!
The darkness surrounding Takagami began to dissipate, due to the large amount of energy they were receiving from their friends. Piccolo, Gohan, Goten, and Trunks, observing the battle, noticed the opportunity to intervene.
Now, guys, let's go!
Goten and Trunks took flight into the sky where Goku and Vegeta were, joining the fight against Takagami. With the energy of the Z Warriors strengthening the connection between Goku and Vegeta, the real battle was about to begin. The fusion of powers of the Saiyans between father and son created an explosion of energy that enveloped Takagami. The fight intensified, but now, with hope and determination as their allies, Goku, Vegeta, Goten, and Trunks were ready to face the Dark God and free the universe from his evil domain. The burst of energy that enveloped Takagami reverberated throughout the universe. The fusion of the powers of Goku, Vegeta, and his sons created a symphony of forces, illuminating the sky with a brilliant radiance that defied the darkness Takagami had tried to impose. Takagami, enveloped in the luminescence of the combined energy, struggled to maintain his composure. The connection between his power and the source of his power, Yamcha, was weakening with every second, and his sinister laugh began to turn into growls of frustration.
We're making progress, Vegeta!
Yes, but let's not let our guard down. It's not over.
As the Saiyans continued their coordinated offensive, Goten and Trunks and their Super Saiyan forms joined the battle. The pressure on Takagami intensified, as he now faced not only the two adult Saiyans, but also that of his sons. The coordination between them was impressive, and every move was backed by the combined strength of the Z Warriors.
Dad! Vegeta! We're here to help! Let's show this guy that the Saiyan family is unstoppable!
The trio of Saiyans, with their different levels of expertise and abilities, formed a united front against Takagami. The battle was getting more and more intense, with bursts of energy and flurries of attacks lighting up space like a celestial spectacle. Piccolo, Gohan, Krillin, and the others channeled their energies to strengthen the connection between the Saiyans and, at the same time, searched for weaknesses in Takagami's defense.
We must keep the pressure on and look for any opportunity to unbalance Takagami.
Dad! Vegeta! Goten! Trunks! We all trust you! Let's defeat this enemy together!
In space, the synergy between the Saiyans reached its peak. Goku and Vegeta, with the energy of their sons and the Z Warriors, fused their attacks in an amazing display of power. Takagami, despite his resistance, began to give ground.
This is not possible! I'm a god! I cannot be defeated!
The connection between his power and the external source was on the verge of collapse. The Saiyans, sensing Takagami's weakness, redoubled their efforts. Goten, Trunks, guided by Piccolo's strategy, attacked from unexpected angles, while Goku and Vegeta continued their frontal assault. Piccolo noticed a key opportunity.
Now, Gohan, it's your time!
Gohan, in his final form ready to take advantage of the opportunity, concentrated his energy and launched himself into the confrontation. With surprising speed, he joined the fight alongside Goku, Vegeta, Goten, and Trunks.
Let's finish this, Dad!
The symphony of energy between the Z Warriors and the Saiyans reached its climax. Takagami, beset on all sides, struggled to stand, and the skies erupted in an explosion of light and darkness as the heroes joined forces to confront the Dark God. The battle reached its climax, and every move decided the fate of the universe. The Z Warriors from Earth watched with eagerness and hope, knowing that victory was within reach, but also aware that the final fight was yet to come. With the Saiyans and the Z Warriors facing Takagami in a cosmic confrontation. However, amidst the chaos of battle, a small distraction allowed Takagami to strike back with furiosity. Goten and Trunks, focused on following Piccolo's strategy, attacked from different angles. However, in a moment of minimal distraction, Takagami seized the opportunity and launched a surprise counterattack. With quick and precise movements, the Dark God managed to evade Goten and Trunks' attacks, countering them with punches and energy blasts.
Ha ha ha! Your efforts are useless, children! I'm the all-consuming darkness!
Goten and Trunks, though agile and powerful, found themselves in a precarious situation. Takagami, with his speed and cunning, left the young Saiyans struggling to keep up.
We have to protect them!
Takagami's concentration of power is increasing. We need to regroup and find a strategy to counter his moves.
Meanwhile, in the sky, Goten and Trunks, despite the setbacks, continued to fight bravely. They tried to coordinate their attacks, but Takagami's speed and cunning proved to be a formidable challenge.
Trunks, we have to stay focused!
I know, but this guy's stronger than I imagined.
In an unexpected twist, Takagami launched a blast of dark energy that hit Goten and Trunks, leaving them badly injured. Both Saiyans fell backwards with obvious signs of exhaustion and pain.
Goten! Trunks!
This damned Dark God!
The adult Saiyans intensified their assault, determined to avenge their momentary fall of their sons. Takagami, however, taking advantage of the confusion and despair that gripped the Z Warriors, rejoiced in his newly strengthened power.
This is how the heroes of the universe give up. They may fight, but in the end, darkness will always prevail.
The result was becoming even more tense. The Z Warriors, though determined, were facing the reality that their fight was far from over. Goten and Trunks, wounded but not defeated, were struggling to recover and rejoin the battle.
We need a new approach. Takagami's strength increases with each passing moment.
We'll protect Goten and Trunks. We'll not let the darkness prevail.
The battle, now more critical than ever, was plunging into a desperate confrontation where the survival of the universe hung in the balance. Gohan, observing the critical situation of his brother Goten and Trunks, could not contain the fury that burned within him. A flash of anger crossed his eyes, and his energy rose to levels that would leave even the most experienced Saiyans dumbfounded. He lunged towards Takagami with shocking speed, ignoring any concern for his own safety.
With this price, you'll pay for hurting my family!
His speed and furiosity impressed everyone on the battlefield. Every blow he delivered carried with it a pent-up rage of a protective brother. Takagami, though initially surprised, adapted to the intensity of Gohan's attacks.
Do you think your anger can stop me?
I'm going to protect my family and the entire universe from your darkness!
The battle between Gohan and Takagami unleashed an energy storm in space. Goku and Vegeta watched in awe and fear as the conflict reached levels that defied comprehension. Despite their determination, they realized they were facing a power beyond anything they had faced before.
This kid, his power is amazing!
We can't let Gohan fight alone. We must support him.
As Gohan continued his relentless assault, Takagami showed a significant improvement in his defensive ability. Every blow was met with inhuman prowess. The battle reached a point where the universe itself seemed to be on the verge of collapse. The epic confrontation between Gohan and Takagami pushed the Saiyan warrior to the limit of his abilities. Despite Gohan's bravery and skill, the Dark God, with unmatched cunning and speed, found an opening in his defense. With a graceful twist, Takagami unleashed a ripping attack, a blast of dark energy that sliced through the air with a malevolent precision. Gohan, surprised by the speed and ferocity of the attack, barely had time to react. The energy wave hit Gohan full on, enveloping him in an explosion of light and darkness. The force of the impact threw Goku's eldest son backwards, causing him to stagger, desperately struggling to stay on his feet. The dark energy left its mark on Gohan's body, marking him with deep, tearing wounds.
Ah! This can't be so strong!
Takagami, with a sinister smile, hovered in the air, observing the result of his devastating attack. The black energy around him seemed to vibrate with satisfaction as Gohan tried to recover.
This is the power you praise so much. You're no match for me, Gohan.
Goku and Vegeta, witnessing the scene from a distance, gritted their teeth helplessly. The situation was becoming more critical with each passing moment. Goten and Trunks, still injured but recovering, were prepared to rejoin the fight.
Gohan! This damned! We can't let this continue!
Goten and Trunks, sensing the urgency of the situation, approached Gohan to help him. Despite his own injuries, determination shone in his eyes.
Brother, are you alright? Yes, but we need a new approach. We're not going to let this guy get away with this.
Meanwhile, Piccolo and the other Z Warriors were also assessing the situation, looking for any opportunity to change the course of the battle. The pressure on them was mounting, and the need to find an effective strategy was becoming more apparent.
We have to work together. Gohan, can you keep fighting?
Gohan nodded, ignoring the pain coursing through his body. His determination had not dulled, on the contrary. Takagami's imminent threat stoked it.
I can't give up, but we need a strategy. Something that could surprise him.
Surprise him, you say?
As the Z Warriors immersed themselves in strategy to counter Takagami, a small distraction took over the battlefield. Goten and Trunks, aware of the need of a different approach, exchanged determined glances. Without saying a word, they assumed the familiar fusion dance stance. The other warriors, immersed in their tactics, barely noticed the sudden disappearance of Goten and Trunks as they performed the fusion. The energy around them condensed into a brilliant flash that revealed Gotenks, Super Saiyan, the powerful fusion of the two young Saiyans.
Ready to give this guy a surprise!
With impressive speed, Gotenks launched himself towards Takagami, who was momentarily startled by the new presence on the battlefield. Gotenks, with his characteristic air of self-sufficiency, began to unleash a series of swift and agile attacks, challenging the Dark God with renewed energy.
Here I come!
Takagami, however, far from being intimidated, smiled sinisterly. With a casual gesture, he deflected Gotenks' attacks as if toying with him.
Is that all you've got, you little fused insect?
Gotenks persisted, intensifying his attacks, trying to find an opening in Takagami's defense. However, the Dark God, with a graceful move, countered each blow with ease.
Come on! It can't be!
In the moment of distraction, Takagami took advantage of the situation. With impressive speed, he launched a blast of dark energy that enveloped Gotenks before he could react. The resulting explosion threw Gotenks backwards, knocking him to the ground unconscious and disfigured.
Gotenks!
This is worse than we thought.
Takagami, now more confident of his superiority, hovered in the air, glaring at the defeated warriors. Goten and Trunks, still unconscious, lay on the ground as Takagami revealed in his moment of victory.
Ha 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 ha! Is this all you offer, Z Warriors? Your desperation only increases my power.
With the outlook darkened by Gotenks' momentary defeat, attention turned to Gohan, who, badly wounded but driven by an inner strength, began to radiate intense energy. The pain in his body seemed to fuel his determination, and a wild golden glow enveloped as his ki reached never-before-seen levels. In the blink of an eye, Gohan transformed into Super Saiyan Phase 3, a form of awesome power that surprised even Takagami. Gohan's hair grew out of control, his muscles swelled, and his expression reflected a mixture of pain and fierce determination.
What is this? A new trick?
Gohan, with a wild roar, launched himself towards Takagami with shocking speed. The force of his blows and the intensity of his attacks shook the battlefield, creating a storm of energy around him. The conflict between light and darkness took on a new dimension as Gohan challenged the limits of his own power.
You're going to pay for what you've done!
What will happen next? Find out in the next chapter. Well, guys, this is all for today's chapter. I hope you liked it and it was to your liking. Now, don't forget to leave your powerful like, Supreme God level, comment, and subscribe. Now, without further ado, see you in a new video. Until next time.
Track girl.